What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Hope you all had a great weekend. Getting into this episode of GH, I feel like the writers are definitely, from what I'm seeing, I feel like the writers are doing a total 180 on a lot of these characters. Like, even them trying to put Alexis back into the law area, I feel like that's them trying to, revert. I think they're trying to do a character reset in a way, like bring these characters back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? Back to who they were and what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? How they feel it should be. Um, because Alexis was very happy working at the Invader. You know what I'm saying? Prior to Nina taking over, she was ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? It was something fun for her to do. She was enjoying it, and now they're making it look like she hasn't been enjoying it. And I know she definitely ain't now that Nina's, the publisher, and she hired this little raggedy old gossip columnist who working my nerves, honestly, because this gossip columnist is wearing on my nerves at this point. Like, he's tap dancing on my nerve. Um, and I like how Alexis handled it, because I would have told him too, get the hell out of my office, go talk to Nina. That's your boss. She hired you, not me. And I can't believe Nina had the nerve to make that man an editor. Like, what? An editor? Yeah, if I was Alexis, I would have been like, you know what? Y'all can have this little paper, because I'm yeah, y'all can have this. I don't even want the Invader no more. Kudos to you. Knock yourself out. So apparently one of the attorneys on the board that got Alexis disbarred was Neil Burns' brother. I was like, okay, so that makes sense. That makes total sense. Cause I'm like, who else could be gunning for her? Cause I kept thinking, I'm like, who the hell would be gunning for her? And of course, Neil's brother. So I'm glad Diane is on this, because Diane was like, listen, we're gonna get you that law license back. Like, by hook, line, or sinker, we're gonna get it back. By hook or crook, we're gonna get that shit back for you. Because apparently when Neil Burns' brother, I guess, stepped off the board or whatever, I guess another friend of his or a law partner of his took his place, which is complete bias. Is definitely reeks of bias. So I'm glad, Alexis is gonna go back into the law, the law profession. And I totally agree with Diane. I feel like if her working at the Invader didn't stress her out enough to get, go back to drinking, I don't feel like the law is gonna do that. Her practicing law is not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, her working at the Invader, working under Nina, now working with this little hack of a gossip columnist, that's enough to make a person want to drink. You know what I mean? So if that's not making her do it, I don't see how going back, practicing law is gonna make her do that. I really don't see how. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. Um, Sonny is a real SOB. Like, I don't give a damn if Valentine messing with his pills or not. The way he talking and acting towards Jason, I'm like, Jason would be a damn fool to continue to protect him. And that's what Sonny don't even realize. Jason is still watching his ass. Like, he's still protecting his sorry self. Still protecting him. And look how greasy he's talking about him. Oh, he dead to me. Oh, he a traitor. Oh, he this, he that. Like, that's what you want to talk to Dante about? Like, Dante pretty much just told this man how Jason saved his life, and you still throwing dirt on his name. He really is a selfish ass. Like, he really is. That's a straight narcissist. I don't care if Valentine messing with them pills or not. I feel like the way Sonny's acting and talking is just like a drunk person. You know how they say a drunk person speaks a sober mind? That's how I feel Sonny doing. Sonny telling everything that he talking how he feel. Like when he said he don't know how he could have ever loved Carly and Jason dead to him, I feel like that's really how he feel. I don't care if the pills has been tampered with or whatever. That shit don't make you talk like that. It don't make you say things about people like that. That's how you feel on the inside. That's really how you feel. But when you were medicated, you knew to watch your mouth and not say those things because you were medicated. You had your full faculty. But now that you're not heavily medicated, now you're not, regularly medicated. Now he's saying, I feel like he's telling his real truth, like how he really feel. That's how drunk people do. That's how alcoholics do. Like when they drink, oh, they gonna spill the tea about how they really feel about your ass. And I feel like that's exactly what his ass is doing. And at this point, if I was Jason, I would never. Jason is way too loyal. He's loyal to a fault. And that's something I always admired though. I always admired how all three of them were loyal to each other. Jason, Carly, Sonny, and even Sam. They were all loyal to each other. Even when they disagreed about stuff, they were very loyal. I do admire that. But it's like you're loyal to a detriment to yourself, though. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge detriment to yourself because Jason would be willing to throw himself under the bus for any one of them, and that's the problem. He would sacrifice himself for they ungrateful asses, especially Sonny. Straight ungrateful. Like this man, the mere fact that Sonny feel like he don't owe Jason nothing, I'm like, what? If it wasn't for Jason, your ass would have been dead a long time ago. Your organization would have been dead a long time ago. Your family would have been dead a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, you do. You owe him quite a lot. You might as well sign over all your entire fortune at this point because that's what you owe him and plus interest. I'm just saying. Um, so for him to say what he was saying, I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. And I'm ready for Jason to tell Dante or anybody like, what does the FBI have on him or anybody else? Like, he mentioned RICO charges before. He felt like, oh, it is big or whatever what they got. But I'm like, on who? Because there's not many people in Port Charles he would go to prison for. So I'm like, they got something on Sonny, they got something on Carly. You know what I'm saying? They got something on you. You know what I'm saying? Like they got something on all of y'all. Like what? Like spill it. I'm ready to know. Like what exactly do they have on who? Because I'm pretty sure if it was just Jason, Jason would have just fought the charges. You know what I'm saying? Like Jason don't mind that shit. But he got to be protecting somebody. And he's still sitting there telling Dante, oh, Sonny, he's still going to be safe or whatever. I'm like, what? Jason, stop wasting your time. Go deal with your kids and stop wasting your time on Sonny, little sorry ass. Speaking of kids, when I tell you, Jake let Jason ass have it in the worst way. And I was here for it. I was here for it. I did not, I was not mad at anything Jake had to say to his father because I don't blame him. Do I believe that Jason really cares about his kids? I believe he does. I believe Jason care about Jake and Danny and stuff like that. But he puts a lot of other things first. And I feel like that's the problem. My thing is that's why I really want Jason to reveal what the feds got and who they got it on. Because my thing is you're jumping through all these hoops, protecting people left and right, again, at a detriment to himself, because this is taking him away from his kids again. This is taking a toll on his relationship with his son. So I feel like if he's protecting Sonny or Carly or something like that, and you're doing it at the expense of your time with your kids, that is the worst thing to do. That is the worst thing to do. Because Jake has so much resentment towards this man. And I definitely agree with Elizabeth. I definitely feel where she's coming from because Jason is not going to back down from this. So if Jake thinks that he saw the last of Jason, no, you have not. Because I believe that Jason definitely going to keep trying to reach him and talk to him and trying to build that relationship up with him. I definitely feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just round one for Jason. He just, came by to check the scenery. You know what I'm saying? See what he was dealing with. Now that he's not going to let this go. You know what I'm saying? He's going to keep trying to reach his son and be in his son's life. And I hope he does, because Jake deserves that time with his father. I don't care how long it takes. And I don't blame Jake for feeling the way he feels because why try to get close to Jason if he's just going to pop up and disappear again? You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him for feeling that way because he don't know the full story. He don't know everything that's going on. And I think once he does hear everything going on, that still might not help, especially if Jason protecting other people. What about your relationship with your damn kids? That should be number one, you know? Because I feel like Liz was definitely trying to straddle the fence. She didn't want to bash Jason, especially to Jake or nothing like that. I think she was trying to play, peacekeeper and whatnot. And I can't say I blame Liz because she wants her son to have a relationship with Jason and stuff. She wants that. But it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time. And I feel bad for little Aiden because his facial expressions kind of told a story to me. I think he a little pissed off, like, because he looking at Jake like, you mad at your daddy, but shit, at least you got one. where Aiden daddy at? Aiden ain't seen Lucky in how long? It's been, what, almost 10 years since he seen that man? I feel bad for little Aiden. Like, people daddies coming back and stuff like that. His ain't. I feel bad for that boy. I really do. I'm like, See your brother reunited with his pops, and your pops somewhere in Africa or wherever the hell he at, just doing God knows what with God knows who, and you just, an afterthought for him, because I feel like that's very shitty how they made Lucky a deadbeat. That's trifling. But it's definitely gonna take some time, but you know, I think Jake might come around to Jason at some point. Maybe he won't. He's just trying to figure Jason out. Because he's not a man of a lot of words and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard. So I can't blame Jake, for feeling how he feel. Um. So anyway, moving on from that. Like I said earlier, I feel like the writers are doing a complete 180 with some of these characters because the way Anna was acting with Sonny, oh, Anna was on one. Anna was on it. Um, and I did like the relationship Anna had with Sonny, like the cool little respect they got for each other. But on the one hand, I can't blame her now for drawing a line in the sand and being tired of his ass. I can't say I blame her because she's police commissioner now. Even Detective Bennett was like, "Oh, I always thought you had a soft spot for Sonny." See, that's a problem when even your own detectives and officers see that their boss is cool and friendly with the local mobster. That's not good. That sends a horrible message throughout the department. It sends a horrible message that your boss, the police commissioner, is buddy buddy with the resident mob boss. That's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. So I'm kind of glad that the writers hit the reset button on Sonny and Anna, and now she's drew a line in the sand with him because Sonny was confused as hell. But the way Sonny was talking, like, "Oh, you gonna charge Jason and stuff like that," Anna was so over it. She said, "You son of a bitch." Anna was over his ass. Like, how you gonna come up in here asking me if I'm gonna charge Jason? Maybe I should charge your ass. You know what I'm saying? I feel like her issue with him, I think, is a bit bigger than the Cyrus thing. Cause I'm like, it can't be just about Cyrus. That man is anything but an old helpless man. I hate the way that they keep talking about Cyrus like he was old and helpless. That man is twice the size of Sonny. If he wanted to beat Sonny ass, he could have. Cyrus definitely could have swung back, and he chose not to on purpose. So we're not gonna sit here and put that off like, oh, Cyrus was a victim. He ain't no victim. Um, that man is anything but. But yeah, Alexis, I mean not Alexis, Anna is definitely over Sonny. She was like, listen, get your ass out of my office. Like, she is done. And I don't blame her because as police commissioner, that's how she has to be. He's a criminal. You can't sit here and be friends with no criminal. And you're supposed to be trying to put him down. Absolutely not. Now, as far as her trying to bring Dex into the PCPD, I'm very 50-50 on that. I'm very iffy, and I can see why Detective Bennett was iffy on that because, I mean, that too, to me, is not really a good look. I mean, I get where Anna's coming from. It could be beneficial to having Dex with his military background, plus his know-how of Sonny's criminal organization. That could come in handy, but also it's like, how much really does Dex think he know about Sonny's business? You know what I'm saying? Because what are you going to testify about? What can you help the cops about? Like, Sonny can easily switch up the way he does things. You know what I'm saying? Like, to where the cops know nothing now, and Dex is not integral to them. He's not important enough to them anymore to give them information about Sonny's business because he done switched up his tactics and how he do things. You know what I mean? Criminals do that type of shit all the time. They switch up everything, or their routine. And that could be a problem in the long term too. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see how that play out with Dex, joining the PCPD. That's gonna be quite interesting. Especially his interactions with Sonny and stuff, because I'm like, I don't see how Miss Wu or Sonny or anybody could keep him around. You know what I'm saying? I would think he know a little bit more than what they would like. Especially going into the PCPD is like, yeah, he know a little bit too much. We gotta silence him. So the fact that he still get to walk around is just nuts. That Sonny would even tell him, "Oh, leave town." That was just dumb to me. So anyway, moving on from that. Um, I get where Natalia coming from. Like, she trying to protect her daughter and stuff like that, and she's trying to, make sure that her daughter's business is handled correctly. I totally get where she coming from. But what annoyed me was she took that contract, got the contract, and did like this. Just took the pen and started scratching this out and this and this and this. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, she just straight up scratching so much stuff out the contract that Blaze will not be doing. Talking about, well, she just gonna be a model. That's it. Like she don't want her selling none of the deception products on the channel and whatnot, and she not no spokesmodel. I'm like, so what the fuck is the point of having her? I'm like, if you gonna take the contract and scratch all these clauses out the contract that you don't like, what's the point of her being what's the point of her being the face of deception? Because you're scratching a hell of a lot out. I'm like, what's left on the contract? So you mean to tell me Blaze don't want to do this, she don't want to do that, she don't want to do this, she don't want to do that, but she still expects a fat paycheck? No. Because if I was maxing them, I'm like, listen, I'll look at that contract. I'll take a look at everything she scratched out. Oh, you don't want to promote the products. Oh, you don't want to this. You don't want to that. You don't want to this. You don't want to that. So how much you think you're going to get paid from this contract if you scratch all these things out? Because you're not going to get a six-figure deal by scratching all this stuff out the contract. Like even NBA players and all that, when they sign deals and stuff to be the face of a brand or whatever, it's a lot of promotion that come with that. That means they got to promote it on their social media. They got to promote it in interviews. They got to do ad campaigns for it. They got to do all those things in order to get that fat ass paycheck that they signed up for. So if Blaze thinks she's not going to do 1/3 of that stuff and still get a fat paycheck, that's a no. It's no, absolutely not. And then Natalia talking about, oh, her personal life is going to be off limits too. Like interviews, whatever. There's not going to be nothing up in here about her personal life. Whenever she does an interview or ad campaign, we're not going to focus on her personal life. That part I get. That part I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, her personal life should not be spoken about if she doesn't want that. But I just felt like all that scratching shit out of the contract was a bit much for me. Then got the nerve to talk about, oh, well, can we add another face of deception to do all the spokesmodel stuff, to promote the products on TV and all that type of stuff. I'm like, what? If I got to hire another spokesperson to do what I wanted you to do as the face of my company, they're going to make more money than you then. That's how I feel. I would sign them to the bigger contract. If you're going to sit here and scratch all the shit out. Because no. Like, Blaze and Natalia lost their ever-loving mind. And I thought BLQ was her manager. Why BLQ wasn't negotiating the contract for her? Why her mama step in and negotiate? I'm confused. I'm like, so who the manager is supposed to be? Because is BLQ just her music manager or is that her business manager? Like, what part of this is she handling for her? I'm guessing she's just the music manager, I suppose. Because Natalia just came up in there just handling business, like telling them what won't happen. And I felt like that was a bit much. I mean, I get it, but all that scratching shit out the contract, I'm like, absolutely freaking not. Like, she gonna do some of this stuff. You want to get paid, you gonna do it. No question. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.